Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. This is the head of Pfizer practicing his new comedy routine.
Albert, it's great to have you on. Thanks for being with us. I realize it's only one piece of a broader portfolio, but it is the piece that continues to get outsized attention, and that is your vaccine portfolio. Vaccine makers like yourself, largely shielded from liability. If the products are safe and effective, what is the need to continue to shield, to have these liability shields? And what happens if those shields are changed or go away completely?
If the vaccines are safe and effective, why do you need a shield from liability? There wouldn't be any liability. They've been tested and they're safe and effective, right? Great question. Why do you need that? Watch what he says.
If the product is not safe and effective, we'll never get approval from FDA or from the other health authorities.
First of all, it didn't get approval. It got emergency use authorization. And he's saying if it's not safe and effective, it'll never get approval. That's what he's saying. It's saying it'll never get approval. That's what he just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very strict when they are approving products, particularly for vaccines, because exactly it's given to healthy people.
They're very strict when approving drugs and medication, especially vaccine. Very strict.
No, I know. I used to be hooked on OxyContin for 4 years.
Because they give vaccines to healthy people. So they got to be extra strict, he's saying.
However, in a system that litigations can flourish, anyone can create a demand that the accident in the car happened because of a vaccine. And with a jury, it's going to be maybe.
Yeah, guess what? He's saying that somebody could sue us. Yeah, you know who else has to face that, being sued? Every other company that makes anything.
And all your other drugs you make.
And all the other drugs.
Which you regularly lose lawsuits about.
All the other drugs you make. Every drug you could be sued for. But not vaccines.
Did you hear what this asshole? I love how no shitlib's ever going to listen to this.
No.
This should make their blood boil to hear that about, people are just going to sue
People are just going to sue for no reason.
Because they're crazy.
But you don't have that protection for any other drugs you sell, and no other manufacturer of any other product has that either. So they all face that litigation. Why shouldn't you have to face it over vaccines?
Because I'm going to use a car accident as a pretext to sue you and not a vaccine injury.
Yeah.
So it's totally safe because the institution is perfect. You know, they're very strict. You can trust it. This is like Vatican shit. Like the Pope says it's good.
A flip of a coin. And this is, I think, why the Congress, it was not an administration, had passed this legislation that is protecting those that they have approval from the FDA from further liabilities.
So you know how he said it's very strict? Guess what? 1/3 of new drugs had safety problems after the FDA approved. 1/3.
Very, very strict.
Very strict. Of course, it's safe and effective. It got approved. What? They had 1/3 of the drugs had safety problems after approval. That's from NPR.
Yo, just his accent alone. You're not extremely suspicious of it. The accent made it worse. The things he said. They're going to sue over a car accident. What are you, a mafia? Like, where's he from?
I honestly, I can't.
Hey, what's the matter for you?
I gotta hand it to this woman. She asked the question, hey, if it's safe and effective, she's from CNBC News. Hey, if it's safe and effective, why do you need a shield from liability? You don't have a shield from liability from any of the other drugs you sell. Why do you need it for vaccines? They don't have what?
Well, because we force you to take it. Because we're going to nudge you so you cannot go to work unless you take it.
That's right.
Then you cannot no sue. Like you get an accident and you blame us because a people face collapse on the left side. Oh, you're mad because you can no walk. This guy couldn't be more creepy. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable if this question is like a bombshell question. It's a basic question.
It's a basic question, and it's because it's safe and effective. Yeah, well, you're not answering the question.
It's like when somebody, you're like, hey, your girlfriend that you met online, does she never come to the phone and you can't meet her? You think that's suspicious? No.
That should be remarkable. That people's, again, but people just stopped being critical of Big Pharma during COVID. All my comedian friends, all my asshole friends in Hollywood, they all stopped.
I know someone who died, Jimmy.
I know someone who died, Jimmy, from COVID.
What did they do? Die of shame from how stupid you are? Yeah. That's what I would have said to your friend.
Yeah. Did they die from COVID because they kept early treatments away from them, and then they intubated them, which even Fauci now admits that was the wrong thing to do, and then they gave them sedatives, which actually slowed down their breathing, and was that why? And then they gave them remdesivir. Is that why they died?
Or was it shame of knowing you, moron?
People who say someone died, I know someone who died from COVID, or my dad died. Yeah, do you think they died because of COVID? Or do you think because they intubated them and gave them a sedative that would suppress their breathing? Do you think that was it? Or they didn't give them early treatments? Do you think that's why?
Who cares who you know? I know people that got permanently maimed right after they took it. Like no sense of smell ever again, which, by the way, is the worst sense to lose. Like just crazy things you wouldn't expect because they took something that they emergency approved, which means they didn't do the tests that you would normally do on a thing you can't sue for. There's no more debate. I can't sue you for this. You're not suspicious? No, I do what I'm told.
Do what you're told.
Are you cherry picking? Hey, are you cherry picking? Unbelievable. I think watch this idiot Pinocchio talk, and as soon as somebody takes forever to say a basic thing, like you might transmit it, I know you're lying. As soon as you do that.
Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, Atlantic City, Levittown, New York, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.